Hi, today we will be discussing the full moon happening on the 22nd of August in Aquarius. Now, this is a collective message for everyone. Now, this full moon is a rare full moon. Why is it rare? It's the second full moon in a calendar. So, the last full moon in Aquarius happened on the 23rd of July, and now we have the second full moon happening on the 22nd of August 2021, both in the sign of Aquarius. Now, this is a rare full moon, a rare event, and that means this is the time where rare things might happen to you. Changes, understanding, wisdom, and wanting to create change within your life. Now, during full moons, it is a time for releasing, for purging, for letting go, for understanding, for healing, transformation. It's when the moon is full. It lights up the sky. We can see it. And it's lighting up something within you for you to let go, release, purge, clear out of your life, declutter your emotions, because it is a moon and it's associated with our emotions. This is a good time to listen to your intuition. Very good for dreams, just feeling something. And Aquarius is the empath of the zodiac because it's the water bearer, meaning that the image of Aquarius is a person holding a vessel where the water is being poured back down to earth, cleansing of the emotions with the air. As the water's in the vessel, it goes into the air before it comes to earth, clearing and shifting within our consciousness of how we think and perceive ourselves. Now, this full moon can bring up anxiety, stress, worry, concerns, because there's so much of energy that's happening in air. We have Aquarius, which is an air sign, full moon, and we have Jupiter in Aquarius, and we have Saturn in Aquarius. Now, prior to the full moon, we had Uranus go retrograde in Taurus on the 19th of August. So by the time the full moon happens on the 22nd of August, 2021 in Aquarius, we're going to have 5 planets in retrograde, which would be Uranus, Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn. 5 planets all. These are all outer planets. So that's the outside. We are outside. Think of the world outside of yourself. You're now taking the energy back within. You are thinking and rethinking things. And Uranus is known to bring chaotic changes, upsets, rebellion, just changes rapidly. So where you think things are one way and then unexpectedly, you either are hit with like an idea, innovation, it just comes to that, wait, I need to do things in a different way. Or this situation, this relationship, this job, I thought it was one way, but actually, no, it's not. You get a certain sense of clarity by all these planets being in retrograde, but now you're taking the energy within you to see what you want to change within your life. And this full moon that's happening in Aquarius gives you the opportunity to do that, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus as well. Okay, so it's ruled by Uranus and Saturn, and it's about innovation. It's about breaking free. It can be through unexpected events, but it's aligned to Jupiter, which means this is a point of happiness, success, love, commitment, that what you thought or how you felt about something changes. And all of a sudden, you find a new way within yourself of how you want to move forward. It sets you free. Remember, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, which are also outer planets. I often like to look at Aquarius as being unique and different because of that Uranus energy. It's unique, it's different, it's innovative, it's rebellion, it's about changing. And Aquarius rules social circles. So I want you to think within your life, within your social circles, community. This could also even be friend circles, work colleagues, anywhere where family groups, anything which is a social circle. You might start sensing and feeling like maybe we're not on the same page anymore. We just are moving in different directions. Or you might even feel that these situations outside of yourself, others, because also remember the sun is in Leo, opposing the moon. You might feel like, okay, there's opposition here. I feel either controlled. I might feel like manipulated. I don't feel like I'm being understood. With the Aquarius energy is a sense of rejection that often comes through. And that can be difficult, where you just find yourself not being seen, not being heard, not being understood, finding yourself on the outside, finding yourself sitting on the position of being the outsider from whichever connection you're trying to connect with. And Aquarius is the energy of connection. So what does that mean when you find yourself sitting outside? Like you might be in a relationship and all of a sudden this person might just be like, this is not working, or you might find it controlling, or you might find out something where it just doesn't seem to click. It can even be just as mutual as like, we're just on different tracks right now. But it's that whole understanding of that there's a difference. There's a difference in ideas. Aquarius is mental and air energy, it rules ideas. There's a difference. There's a different idea coming through, and there's a difference between yourself and the social connections that you're making. It could even be a social connection online where you just be like, oh, this doesn't gel. I thought this was one way. I was very much for it, but I find myself having a difference in opinion here, a different thought. And Aquarius is the energy of going it alone, leading, finding the connections that actually fit with your soul. And that's the setting free aspect. And it can be difficult and it can be challenging. Remember, Aquarius rules the outside energy. It's ruled by Uranus. Uranus is a different planet. It rules rebellion. It uses chaos, when things are just unexpected, abrupt. It just changes upon you. And being that it rules that kind of energy, it means looking, and Aquarius rules social circles, finding yourself sitting on the outside. Whatever connection, could even be a one-on-one connection because the sun is opposite the moon. And we have this So what do you do when you find yourself in a place like that? You need to listen to your heart and follow your own tune. It can even be a job situation where all of a sudden this was very interesting to you and you wanted to be a part of this group and you were working at, and then all of a sudden you found yourself maybe having to work more hours or putting in more effort, or not even just more effort, but taken advantage of in some way where you are now on the outside from the situation and it doesn't feel fair. Aquarius is a humanitarian energy. Means that everyone needs to feel equal, seen, heard. The group needs to be seen and heard. So now you need to look and ask yourself if you are being seen and heard. And with this energy, it's about forging your own path, because that's what Aquarius does. It forges your own path. You're seeking to forge your own path. And being that it's with Jupiter, it gives you the opportunity because it blesses you. Jupiter is an opportunity because Jupiter is in Aquarius, so they're aligning beautifully with you forging your own path towards success, towards happiness. Sometimes we got to go it alone. Sometimes we got to break free from what restrains us. And that can be a group, it can be a person, it can be a situation, it can be work. We need to see what is restraining us, what is confining our energy to the point that we are not growing. And listen to the energy of this full moon and grow. And it's hard sometimes. It can be family connections. It can be people that was a dear friend, because Aquarius does rule that social aspect of communication and having to understand and come to that wisdom, since it's Jupiter, that I've outgrown this. And there's nothing wrong to outgrow situations. It's part of life, or people, or to move in a different direction. Sometimes, it's hard. It can be painful, it can be sad, it can hurt. But when we move in a different direction, do we allow for new opportunities? Can we align to our specific path to move forward on? And that's the important thing to know about this full moon. It's a breaking free. It's a completion of the full moon that happened on the 23rd of July, and as well as that beautiful new moon that was in Leo on the 8th of August. With this full moon, it's completing all of that energy. And there's been a lot of energy coming through. With that also, the new moon was with the Lionsgate portal. It's been an upgrade of your life. It's moving you forward. It's having to see things sometimes that are not pleasant. Especially things that when it comes to those that are close to us, or something that we thought was a dream or a purpose or a work situation where we felt like I fit, and now to find that you don't fit, but you have the courage, because the sun is in Leo, to follow your heart and make your own path with the Aquarius full moon. But it does take letting go and coming to acceptance of self, to accept yourself, even in times of rejection. And I think sometimes that's hard for people, because rejection, obviously no one likes that. No one wants to feel rejected or feel like we don't fit in or feel like the outsider. But we need to learn to see that when we are the outsider, we actually have a different perspective, a different point of view, and a different calling, and actually answer that call with this Aquarius full moon. Now, we also have Mars in a beautiful trine to Uranus and Taurus. Now, Mars is in Virgo. We also have Mercury in Virgo. So Mars and Mercury conjuncted before the full moon, but with that energy of Mars in Virgo trining Uranus and Taurus, it's about basically making changes, both being earth signs, to your physical well-being. Virgo rules the physical body, our health, our wellness, our routine, to see what is weighing you down mentally, physically, emotionally, and changing things. Taurus rules what we value. Being that Uranus is with Taurus, it's about making changes. If we don't value certain things anymore, and this can even be an idea, a relationship can lose its value. Again, it's the whole thing of setting your own path and moving in a different direction. It can be a job situation. It can be a diet that you're on, meaning that maybe it's too draining or your diet isn't good for you. Virgo rules our health and how we move forward, and Mars is energizing Virgo. It really, really is. But Uranus wants us to make changes to our day-to-day routine, our health, our wellness with this full moon. We are making changes with this full moon, and that's the important thing to note. Now, Venus is in trine to Saturn. Venus is in Libra. Saturn is in Aquarius. There's a lot of air energy, and this also connects to the North Node in Gemini, another air sign. Now, Venus being in Libra puts our relationships in the forefront, and Saturn rules structure of our relationships. Venus wants our relationships to find harmony, peace. And with Saturn being there, we have the opportunity to do that. But remember, Saturn's about long-term commitments. It's about looking at things that are going to take and go the distance. And Venus in Libra is asking you, can this go the distance? If not, what needs to change? What needs to change? Because Gemini, it's connecting to Gemini, a mutable energy of change, because Gemini is a mutable air sign. How do we need to communicate? You know, Gemini rules the twins, so doing things twice. Sometimes we'll be doing something one way and be like, oh, it's not working, we need to do it another way. That's that Gemini energy. It's about seeking more information, seeing what we need to see. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's a lot about facts. While Venus is in Libra, it's about harmony and bringing balance to our relationships. Trining that Saturn is an authority figure. You might even seek advice from someone that you can find understanding from, someone that you see in authority position, can even be older, wisdom, in order to find more balance within your relationships, because Libra is an energy of balancing. So with Venus and Libra, we will be looking at how do we structure these relationships? Where's the balance with the give and take? And that Sun being opposite the full moon puts a full focus view on our relationships, our wants, our needs, work versus home, what is important, what isn't, What do we need to change? What needs to go? How do we move forward? There's a lot of change, a lot of setting free that comes through with this full moon. A lot of that energy of what is confining and restraining you within your social interactions. Think of all that energy in Aquarius, an air sign of communication, of connection. And Aquarius rules a deep form of connection, a soul connection, where I feel understood, I feel seen, I feel accepted. Look at where we don't feel those things, break free from it so we can seek those things, so we can feel full emotionally. And this is the completion cycle. It's a beautiful full moon, and thank you so much for watching this video.